Wow, I cannot believe we're actually live the first time around. Usually it takes about 3 or 4 tries before I actually get onto the live stream. So hopefully this stream keeps going, and the B&B guests down below me don't get on the internet and mess it up for me. So anyway, we can talk about palms and exotic plants. I'm just kind of dedicating this live stream to my pal, Peeps the Robin, who I have not seen since August 23rd. So 2 days ago, that was the last time I saw Peeps the Robin. And I'll get into that once we get some comments going in here. Hope all your exotic gardens are doing well. It's been a while since I've done a live stream. I've been so busy with work and lots of other things going on here. So I thought it was about time we did a live stream. And anyway, I'm keeping it down to a dull roar just because we have people down below. And soon my man cave will be moved to one of the outbuildings, and I can do live streams anytime and make as much noise as I want. Wendy's going to be moving. I'm going to be moving this, and she's going to help me move it out to her art gallery outside. So I'll have my own building. It's insulated, and I'm going to put my radio room in there too. So I just wish Peeps was here to join me and sit on my shoulder. Usually Peeps flies right up into my man cave here. That robin is so smart. And well, I'll tell you about the robin once we get some people in there. And a lot of people ask me, how'd you get this robin to become so tame? And well, on June 23rd, I was riding my motorcycle home down Rainbow Road, and there was a vehicle in front of me, and I hung a right onto Atkins Road, and following this vehicle, it looked like it went over a rock. Like the truck, the vehicle, the SUV had passed over what looked like a rock in the road. And I'm very observant when I ride my motorcycle. So I went around it, I looked down, and that rock actually happened to be a baby bird. It looked like a robin to me, a baby robin. I know what a baby robin looks like. So I cracked my bike around, left it running, walked over, and looked down at this poor little bird that couldn't fly because it was so small. Must have fallen out of its nest somewhere and crawled to the middle of the road. And it was opening its mouth up. It was hungry. And it was chirped a couple of times. I looked down on it. I said, "You're going to be okay." I scooped the little bird up, brought it home in the saddlebag of my Harley. So it had a loud ride home. And that's how the story became. That's how it started with Peeps the Robin. So we cared for it. We taught it to hunt. We taught it to eat by itself. It drinks to drink by itself. And even to fly. We would go from the chair to our arm, and our arm to the chair, and farther and farther. And then we'd take it outside. We could see how far it could fly. And at first, it would never fly up. It would always fly down. And eventually, it started to fly up. And one day, I saw her fly up into the trees, and that's where she got to fly on her own. It was really nice to watch her do that. So anyway, when I go outside and she chirps, and she'll come flying down onto the roof of the house, and I offer a plate of mealworms on the little lid of mealworms down on the sun deck railing. So she'll fly down. Often she'll fly into the kitchen, and she knows our house inside and out. And Peeps will fly onto the counter, and we have a plate set out for her with raspberries, mealworms, and little bits of chopped up wiener. She'll eat that. She'll take a drink. Sometimes she hops in the sink, and often she'll even fly up into this man cave. And that's why I have this on the back of my chair. You can see all the peep droppings on it. This white shirt, because she'll sit on that shirt, and she'll sometimes sit on my shoulder, or she'll sit on my head. But the day before, August 23rd was the last day I saw her. So the day before, on August 22nd, she was gone for about 10 hours, the longest Peeps has ever been gone. And I called for her. I said that was the last. I whistled for her, and I heard her, and she came flying down out of the forest, came onto the roof, landed down on she landed on my head. And then I brought her into the kitchen, and she slept inside that night. I have a little cage beside our bed on the night table. She slept inside. And then let her out in the morning. Wendy let her out in the morning. I went to work. And when I got home from work on the 23rd, I pulled in, and I saw a robin sitting on the ground near one of our palm trees. And I thought it was Peeps. So I called at it, and it flew way up into the tree. It just flew up into the forest. And Peeps wouldn't do that, so that wasn't Peeps. So anyway, I walked towards the house, and I whistled. I have a specific whistle that Peeps knows. I whistled. Peeps came. I heard Peeps whistled, and it flew down, landed on the roof. Same thing, landed. Then it came down and landed on the railing of the sun deck. I gave it some mealworms. Then I brought it in and gave it some raspberry and more mealworms, some wiener, and then little pieces of wiener, and then some water. And then I put her on my hand and I took her out and I said, off, go fly up into the forest, have fun, see you later. And so she flew up onto the roof of the house and she sat up there for a few minutes. And then out of nowhere, that robin came flying just above her. And then Peeps hightailed it right after, just chased right after that robin. And that was the last I actually saw of Peeps. That was August 23rd at just afternoon. It might have been 12:15 p.m., 12:20, maybe somewhere around there. And I whistle for Peeps. I'm constantly whistling for her. I don't hear her anymore. So I'm guessing she's on an adventure. She knows the forest well. Apparently robins are territorial. They always come back to where their home is. So hopefully she will come back and pay me Wendy and I visit. I miss her, man. I actually shed some tears. I really miss that bird, man. I love Peeps. So I put her in the thumbnail of this live stream here. So if you guys got anything to say, pop in. We can talk palms. And anyway, that's the story of Peeps. She left exactly 2 months to the day that I found her on the road when she was a baby. And that was my plan, is to get her, old enough and get her to where she could fly and fend for herself, and then send her back out into the wild where she belongs. So she's happy in the trees. Peeps is a happy bird in the trees, but really sad not to have her visit me the last couple of days, because she's been visiting every day. And I miss that. I go out there and whistle and she'd come down to me. She'd follow me into the palm nursery. She'd follow me around the garden. If I'm watering, she'd fly from tree to tree. A lot of times she'd go down on the ground and she'd be looking for bugs. I'd lift up a doormat. There's one in front of the outhouse and he'd come scooting over and eat bugs. I'd lift palm pots up because there's bugs underneath the palm pots and worms, and she'd eat them. And she'd follow me around like a puppy dog, seriously. And it's not the only time I've had birds like this. I've raised lots of birds in my lifetime, but Peeps is a very special robin. So I just hope she's okay out there, and I just pray that she comes back and visits one day soon so I can do a live stream with Peeps. Peeps is a very cool bird. So if you ever have a robin land on your head and you live around here, it could be Peeps, but they can fly a long way, so you never know. Maybe Peeps will show up in your area. Anyway, guys, I'll just sit on the side here and I'll wait till you guys comment. It's pretty quiet out there. We have one viewer and 0 thumbs up so far, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm here listening and watching for the comments. So like I say, it's been a long time since I've done a live stream. So anyway, we'll just hang out and see how it goes. And if it doesn't go anywhere in the next 10 minutes or so, then I will I'll shut her down. I'm uploading a video right now on this channel. Eucalyptus, why they call it a eucalyptus pear, a spinning gum eucalyptus tree. So anyway, guys, if you have anything to say, throw your 2 bits worth in. If not, like I say, we're closing in on 10 minutes sooner than later, and I'll pull the plug and then maybe I'll do a live stream later, because I do have to go out and do some watering. It's extremely dry here today, and there is forest fire smoke out there today. A little bit of forest fire. It's a hazy out there. It's not cloud cover. It's actually forest fire smoke out there that's infiltrated the southern Gulf Islands from the big fires that are burning up in Kelowna, the Okanagan area. Dragman. Oh, see what happened to Maui. Just absolutely terrible. A disaster. Just a disaster. All right. Anyway, I hope everybody is well out there, and I hope you guys are not suffering from forest fire smoke. This is kind of like the first day where we've actually had smoke coming here, but I don't smell the smoke, but I know it's smoke because when the sun came up this morning, it was like this really orange color. And when the sun's a really orange color like that, that's usually caused by the forest fire smoke, right? So I feel sorry for people with asthma. Not good. Anyway, our exotic garden is doing well. The few of the palms are suffering because we haven't had rain for a long time, so we're in dire need of precipitation. The big palm at the back there has grown another 2 feet of trunk, so in 2 years it's grown 4 feet of trunk. I water it every single day, and I hit it with Miracle Grow too. So if you want them to grow fast, water them well. Today I walked down the nature trail down across the street just to check out the Swampsonii palms, and there are hundreds of them growing in there, and they're just absolutely thriving. It's a real wet spot, and those are happy campers. So you want to create your own wet tolerant palm, throw thousands of seeds in a wet area, and the strongest, survival of the fittest, the strongest will survive. Mother Nature will weed out the wimpy ones. The rodents will eat them, some will rot, and The toughest will survive. Anyway, guys, we're 10 minutes into this and I'm not seeing anybody on here. So, anyway, thanks for tuning in. It's people that did cruise through, and we'll try to do another one later on. All right, have a good day, everybody. I have to go water the garden. Thank you for watching Banana JSSI, and thanks for watching Peeps the Robin videos. And I sure hope she comes back. Fingers crossed. I miss my little feathered friend Peeps the Robin. Cheers to you guys.